Hey guys, it's Comic Central here, and today we're going to be discussing the topic of whether the Old Republic is in canon or whether it should be considered canon. More specifically, whether Revan is in canon or not. This doesn't need any longer of an intro, so let's just dive into it. Old Republic is a worldwide acclaimed game series, and it deserves that as well. But there has been a lot of debate recently, after The Last Jedi and after Star Wars Rebels, whether it is in canon or not. Let's take a look at examples of why the Old Republic is canon before I go into whether it is actually canon or legends within Disney's Star Wars franchise. In The Last Jedi, a crystal is seen within Luke's heart on Act 2. We see a fragment of a kyber crystal inside a metal holder. When this was seen, the internet and theorists blew up. But when fans and theorists alike looked at The Last Jedi, the visual dictionary, every theory was finally answered. The crystal explained to belong to a fragmented Sith lightsaber crystal, and it was recovered from a Jedi Crusader pendant. Now, when most Star Wars fans hear the phrase Jedi Crusader, we think of Darth Revan. If you don't know who Darth Revan is, well, he's a big part of the Old Republic game series and comics. Here is a quick rundown of him. Darth Revan was taken in by the Jedi Order at a young age, and was eager for knowledge from his master. After he learned everything his master learned, he went to multiple masters until he learned of the Jedi Council not helping the Republic fight in the Mandalorian Wars. He disagreed with this, and him, along with a few other Jedi followers, set off to Mandalore to make things right. Revan succeeded and donned Mandalorian armor, which is what he wears now. Both Revan and his friend Malak both delve into the dark side of the Force, and Revan become both Sith and Jedi. Now, you may be wondering, why is this such a big deal? Well, Revan isn't just a cool character. He adds to the lore of the so-called Grey Jedi. If Revan was canon, it could be more explained and expanded upon why Luke Skywalker and Mace Windu had a fascination with the dark side of the Force. With Revan most likely being canon, this changes everything and makes Mace Windu not the first character in the canon of Star Wars to use the dark side of the Force as well as the light. That's not the only example of the Old Republic being canon though. In Star Wars Rebels, Sabine Wren said, and I quote, "History lesson, the Jedi won the war with Mandalore." This quote once again says about Revan being in canon, which leads to the whole of the Old Republic being canon. Also, there was a deleted scene in Star Wars The Clone Wars that George Lucas wanted to put in, but decided that he thought that it took away from the Force and it would gain a different perspective on that. The deleted scene, if you're wondering, was the sun, which was on a Pacific Star Wars Clone Wars episode, I can't remember exactly the name of it, where the sun actually was going to talk to Darth Bane and Darth Revan. Disney has also allowed EA to keep the service up and running for the Old Republic, which is unusual for Disney to do, because usually if something doesn't suit them or it isn't in their continuity or the future for the vision of the franchise, they would shut it down, but they haven't. But now with those examples out of the way, let's get into whether it actually is canon or not. Disney has become hesitant about making the Old Republic canon just out of respect of BioWare. But as we can see, Revan has been referenced more than once in canon Disney Star Wars, which leads me to believe that Revan is in canon. This doesn't mean that Darth Malgus or anything else from the Old Republic is canon yet though, but I wouldn't count it out. Revan is a starting point, so let's not push it for now. And that brings us to the end of yet another video. I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.